shake my nerves and you rattle my brain. Too much love drives a man insane. You broke my will, but what a thrill. Goodness gracious, balls of fire. I laughed at love cause I thought it was funny. But you came along and you proved me, honey. I changed my mind, this love is blind. Goodness gracious, balls of fire. Kiss me, baby. Ooh, that feels good, baby. Hold me, baby. I wanna love you like a lover should. You're fine, it's so kind. I'ma tell the world that you're mine, 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 mine. I chew my nails and I twiddle my thumbs. I get nervous, but it sure is fun. Come on, baby, you're driving me crazy. Goodness gracious, balls of fire.
Okay, everyone, we are ready to start if you want to take your seats.
Do you think you have what it takes to become an entrepreneur?
We know you do.
Sustainable, creative, and feasible. Through creativity, we arrive at a better tomorrow.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon and a warm welcome to the grand final of the Entrepreneurship Challenge 2023.
We are thrilled to see so many of you here participating and supporting each other. And don't forget that we forget about those of you at home. We are so glad that you can participate in this event. My name is Anna.
And my name is Emma. And we are the project managers of the Entrepreneurship Academy, which hosts a range of different events here at JIBS, including this one. We're so excited to be here and to share this fun afternoon with you. So without further ado, let's start this grand final.
Both myself, Emma, and our incredible team have been responsible for organizing this event. And we will be your hosts for today. We will begin the afternoon by hearing the presentations from the teams that made it to the grand final. Followed by that, there will be the prize ceremony where we will announce the winner for the best pitch prize as well as the winners of Entrepreneurship Challenge 2023.
This has been an amazing year of the challenge. As many of you know, the Entrepreneurship Challenge is a 24-hour live case for students here at Jönköping University. The challenge is organized annually together with JIBS and sponsored by JIBS. The participants of this event are introduced to a real-world problem that a Swedish company is facing and have the opportunity to present the solution to this problem. By participating in this challenge, student gets ideas of what types of problems companies are facing in the real world. They also get to use their previous knowledge from studies, improve their quick thinking skills, and the ability to solve issues in an efficient manner that benefits everyone.
Exactly right, Emma. Through this event, students bring new perspectives and solutions to the company and the issue at hand. With that said, every year each challenge has a different case company that brings a challenge to students here at JU.
And each year, students never cease to surprise us with their interesting and innovative solutions that they create in only one day. It's amazing to see the outcomes under such extreme time pressure. It's fascinating to watch.
It really is, and this year's case company is especially exciting because it is a local company started here in Jönköping and is now become known all over Sweden and a lot of countries around the world. Now, we are so honored to announce that this year's case company is none other than Husqvarna. Well, with that said, the issue that I have presented the students with is something quite interesting.
All of our finalists know the specifics and all the ins and outs about the issue and the case, after all the hard work that they've put into solving it. But enough tiptoeing around the subject. I'm sure you all are curious to hear more about it and actually know what it is that the teams have been working on. To explain this and more information on this year's case, we invite Carl-Johan Andersson to the stage. Let's give him a warm welcome.
Hey, Carl-Johan, thank you so much for joining us today. It has been...
Yes.
It has been a pleasure to have you and Husqvarna with us this year. Could you tell us a little bit more about the company?
About the company, it's one of... So, yes, about Husqvarna, it's one of Sweden's oldest company, based here in Husqvarna, of course, doing, and have a long heritage, doing a lot of different stuff. Famous for the innovation and now famous for the case in this challenge, the automower.
All right, so how long have you been with the company?
I only been there for 9 months, so I'm quite new.
All right, and we were told that your area of work falls within research and development. In your perspective, how could students help you in this area?
Yes, so I'm research and development manager, working with trying to develop the product and the service around the product. So it's really interesting for us to get a new perspective because we have a lot of co-workers working on this task every day, but it's always interesting to get new perspective and also from you guys, maybe a little bit younger than the general Husqvarna co-worker, and also I know it's a lot of international students here as well, so it's nice to get some different perspective.
In terms of this year's case, could you talk a little bit more about it and describe the case questions?
Yes, so when we started the discussion with JIBS and tried to come up with a nice challenge, we focus on a Gen Z because we know that today mainly the owner of an automower is 45, 55 plus and mainly men. So we want to challenge that and see, okay, how will the ownership look like in 10, 15 years? The Gen Z hopefully have a garden that they would like to take care of. And that's the part of the challenge, to actually look into the future and how our products and services around it would look like.
And what type of solutions are you looking for from the teams?
When we met the students this Monday, starting out, we tried to tell them that really look into the future. We have a research and development department, we have the product management team, mainly working on the things that we know now, so the techniques and the services around it. We know a lot of stuff and we have a lot of stuff coming on, but really look into 10, 15 years and try to force the creativity there. That's what we're looking for.
Of course. It was a great presentation of the company that we had on Monday, and we are wondering, what are the next steps for Husqvarna after this process and hearing the solutions at this event?
We said that if we feel, hopefully, that we're going to see some nice presentations here today, we will invite them to come to Husqvarna and do the presentations again, and then hopefully can meet more than us that are here today. So that's an opportunity.
All right. Now, with that said, are you starting any new recruitment processes anytime soon?
We are always looking for good colleagues. So if you're interested in Husqvarna, you can always contact our talent team on the Join Us page at Husqvarna or take it from there. And also internship and thesis, etc. We are always open-minded for good students.
All right. So there are possible opportunities for the winning team in the future.
Absolutely.
Is what we're hearing.
Absolutely.
Well, that's actually quite interesting. And our final question for you is, how would you describe that these past few days have been for you?
Interesting, I think. I was mentoring in early morning yesterday, and also in the jury this morning. And you can actually see how the thoughts and ideas are transformed to something real, and that's what I like. And also been seeing some really creative stuff, so hopefully that the jury will like.
All right, sounds great. Thank you so much, Carl-Johan, for your time. I will now let you get back to your seat, and we can proceed with the presentations.
Thank you.
From the beginning of this challenge, we have been extremely curious to see what solutions the teams have created. And based on what Carl-Johan just said, I mean, maybe getting a chance to intern and possibly work at Husqvarna, I'm even more eager to see what you guys have come up with.
Yes, and let's not forget, this year's prizes are kindly sponsored by Aktiestinsen, where the winner of each challenge will get 60,000 Swedish crowns, the runner-up 40,000, and the third runner-up will get 20,000.
But hold on, there's still a chance to win 10,000 Swedish crowns, kindly sponsored by Science Park. Imagine if you won this money. I would probably save it until the day that I start my own business. But what about you, Anna? What would you do with it?
Oh, that's a really tough question. I think I would use it a little bit earlier for my possible exchange semester next year.
That is a smart choice.
All right, now we have 6 teams with us here today, and they're all competing for these prizes. And you can bet we are super excited to see what they've come up with. Earlier this morning, as some of you may know, the teams presented their ideas for the pre-jury. And now it is almost time to present it to the grand jury and for all of you here and at home.
But before we move on to the presentations, we want to say that all teams have done such an amazing job. And on behalf of Entrepreneurship Academy 2023, I can say that we really enjoyed seeing you these past days and honor all the time that you've put into this event. You've all worked so hard and presented amazing pitches. You have all worked really hard and presented amazing pitches to the pre-jury. And I know it was not easy for them to choose the 6 finalists. Let's give them all a round of applause.
Now, with that said, all teams will now present their pitch, and each team gets 7 minutes to do so. This will be followed by questions from the jury. And in the jury, we have Jerker Moodysson, Dean, and Managing Director of JIBS. Sven Riedel, Head of Trade and Industry in Jönköping Municipality and a board member of Aktiestinsen, as well as Simon Hagerdon, which is a business developer at Science Park.
We also have Erik Norling, the Director of Product Management at Husqvarna. Fredrik Dalengård, the Director of Product Management Services at Husqvarna. Jose Alvarado, the JSA President here at JIBS. And Jonas Dahlqvist, the Assistant Professor at JIBS and Secretary of the jury.
All right, but wait, we did not forget about you in the audience. You also have a say in this. You're not only here for a good time, because the winner of the best speech, which is 10,000 crowns, will be chosen by you.
So sharpen your ears and open your eyes, and get ready to pick your favorite team, because now is time that we hear from the first team of the Grand Final 2023. It is my pleasure to introduce Team 3.
And a lawn all the way up here. After all, it's a bit more complicated than just having a few plants. It's not sheep, but it's...
That was 8 seconds, the exact attention span of Generation Z. With this short clip, You wouldn't have caught Gen Z's attention, now would you? But that is exactly your task. How can you make gardening more accessible within 8 seconds for this generation? A generation that will soon, very soon, dominate the market.
To answer this question, you need to understand Gen Z. Time, convenience, and digitalization stand at the forefront. The Gen Z highly values sustainability and takes actively part in change. They want to design their own future characterized by self-reliance and environmental consciousness. Nowadays, there's a trend increase towards urbanization. And the skyline is getting higher and higher. 58% of Gen Z now lives in the city. Tendency increases. This generation is focused on protecting flora and fauna and counteracting climate change. Rooftop gardening enables photosynthesis and contributes to biodiversity. This all while relaxing outdoors after a stressful day in the hectic of the city. And this is where smart gardening comes into play.
Our main focus is smart gardening. We do not want you to rely on the environment, but also to rely on yourself. Due to the fact that there's an increasing trend to rooftop gardens, but as well as suburban gardens, we believe there is an essential need to provide this product to your customers. You have the existing lawnmower already, which is your robotic lawnmower. By expanding on this product, by utilizing sensors on the product, as well as extra bot sensors, which you can place on elevated spaces, you would provide an opportunity for your customer to analyze the environment they are in. You would provide this by using a 3-tiered subscription model. The first tier is diagnosis. What would this entail? This would be an analysis of the current environment of the customer. You would provide your customer with a call to action via a push notification in your already existing app. The second step would be care. With care, you go one step further. Based on the fact that you have diagnosed the existing environment, what do you want to offer your customer? You want to show your customer that there is a problem, that there is information with which he can expand his knowledge, and you can provide a solution with which he can minimize the problem. By cross-selling your existing products, you can emphasize the already existing brand you have and raise awareness of your Husqvarna brand. The last step is sustenance. How do you retain the customers you have acquired in tier 1 and 2? In this step, we want to emphasize collaboration with real-life garden experts and real-life knowledgeable people. In essence, you want to retain the customers you have acquired by allowing them to personalize and individualize the product you have. You emphasize the future needs of the garden. What does the customer want? You emphasize the trends of the consumers, for example, biodiversity, self-reliance. You can offer so much in this app, and this is something that we want you to pursue with these steps.
You should start collecting data about plant care and about gardening trends. And this you should do right now. Also, you have to start developing the sensors to be done within 3 years. Afterwards, you can focus on further developing the app to tailor it perfectly to the new sensor on the new features. So then you will be able to release the first feature, the diagnosis feature, in year 5. In year 7, your data collection should be that large that you can release the second feature, the care feature. From then on, it's important to focus on collaborations. Collaborations with gardening centers and experts. In year 8, you will start to teach those experts how to use the sensor data. This will ensure you that you can release feature-free sustenance in year 10. But you're not alone on this market. The competition is global, and as you can see, Stihl, Honda, and Positec, they all are huge competitors, and they spent a huge amount of money for R&D the last year. They're all into app development, they're all into interconnectivity and connecting all the devices. But luckily, they do not offer such service as we just proposed to you. However, there's already food monitoring in the agricultural industry. SMEs like AgroScout and Phytech, they entered the market. The thing is that their sensor, their scope of sensors is limited and they do not serve the private market. Thus, it's up to you. It's up to you to grasp this future market growth potential and to decide if you want to jump on this train or if you decide to just stay here and let it pass by without you.
Let us emphasize once again why you should develop our proposed service. By enhancing your already existing product, the Automower, we offer you the opportunity to increase your customer satisfaction. By focusing on smart gardening with the three-tiered subscription model, you can attract and retain customers, all while ensuring their loyalty. But let us summarize this in under 8 seconds for you. Right now, it is your time to be the leader of the new future. So why wait?
Thank you so much, Team 3. That really was a great presentation. Now, let's turn over to the jury and see if they have any questions for you.
So, thank you very much for a very nice pitch. My question is, to what extent does your proposal or your solution require technology development? I mean, is the technology already there, or is there a need to develop new technology?
We believe, due to the fact that this is Gen Z, and due to the fact that Husqvarna is investing heavily into R&D and connectivity, that this sensors is already on the Automower, as far as we have understood, but that this technology will be developed so that the product and the service that we want to offer will then be at place so that you can offer this to your customers.
All right, I have one question as well. Thank you. First of all, thank you for a great presentation. Can you say something more about what's in it for Husqvarna? Just not, I mean, to be, how can you earn more money on this? Is it to sell the sensors? Is it to sell more of these robotic mowers? Or what's the business in the short term?
Currently, you sell the Automower and you get money once. What we thought would be an idea is to keep the money flowing, keep getting money in. And that is what we see with the subscription model. Customers have the opportunity or the option to buy the additional sensor, for example, for higher plant beds that the sensor of the Automower cannot detect at that moment. But with that extra sensor, that's also just a one-time purchase. But with the subscription model, on a monthly basis, you will get money from those subscribers.
Do you have something about the pricing of the subscription or some ideas about that?
Sorry, could you repeat?
Do you have something about the pricing or, I mean, the subscription, how will it be, let's say, distributed in price?
How we would price the subscription plan? It would be a three-tiered model. So basically the first tier, which would be the diagnosis model, would be the entry model. So that would be low price so that you attract customers. You make the brands, you make your customers aware to what else you have. Then tier 2 and 3 would be short and long term, so that was care and sustenance, would increase in price level, obviously, because you have to promote why you want to have more money. Essentially, sustenance would be the highest price model because you have the most to offer. You have the most information, you have the most data you have to do. So we have not thought specifically about any numbers, but that is how we would want you to think about it.
All right, I see from the side here that we don't have very much time left. So are there any last questions for the team? Of course.
I have a final one, which is, first of all, thanks a lot for a great presentation. But my question is similar to what we heard from Sven also, and I'm interested in understanding your view in terms of the total business opportunity here. What are we talking about in terms of total turnover based on this business model? It's interesting with recurring revenue, definitely, but how big is it? Is it, from your perspective, what's the opportunity that we have behind this?
We believe that there is a trend that Gen Z has green thumbs. Generation Z is interested in gardening and interested in the plantation of herbs, of spices, of their own food to be self-sufficient. And therefore, we believe that they are willing to learn about how to do this, what makes most sense if plant A and plant B can go together in the same bed. And that is exactly what we would provide with the application, with the service, is getting them to learn, giving them insights, but both on the short term, but also in the long run, what would be best for the plant bed for next year? How can you survive the winter? How can you survive the heat?
And we will give these tips in 8 seconds, of course.
All right, thank you so much, Team 3. I will now let you get back to your seats. Now, let's welcome Team 4 to the stage. Let's give them a round of applause.
Do you know that 72% of Gen Z wants to become homeowners? But what does it mean for us? It means that they want to have security, they want to be independent from the rental market, and they want to have something they can call their home. Because that's something we learned during COVID, that we want to have a place where we can feel like we're grounded. We want to be there to meet the family and friends. And we also want to have a garden, because we learned that it's a good part to connect with the nature, to recharge from everyday life, and to improve the mental health. And also we as a team are part of Gen Z. I'm Fabian, and I'm a tech lover, so I want my smart home not only to be limited indoors, but also to be extended to the garden.
And for me, I really like doing home office, especially in the garden. Whenever I'm in the garden, I'm feeling like more creative, and it almost feels like a workation.
And I'm Tim, and the garden is for me the perfect place to meet up with friends.
So even in our group, you can see that we all have different expectations towards our gardens. But what about Gen Z in general? Let us introduce to you Ida and her garden of the future we created using AI. You can see that there are a lot of different areas. For example, she wants to have a place where she can grow her own food because she cares about the environment and she wants to have the local production. She also wants to have areas for ecological compensation to increase the biodiversity. And related to this, she also wants to have the possibility to express her creativity and individualism to different projects. She's always curious about learning something new and getting to know what's happening in the garden and what she can maybe improve. And last but not least, it's important for her to have a space where she can meet with her friends, sitting down and talking, but also maybe to have a lawn where she can play some games with. But if we look right now at all the companies in this area, they mainly focus on the lawn care itself. But is it enough for Gen Z to just do it like this?
We don't think so, and that's why we are here today. We want to introduce you Autokeeper, your guard dog, experience creator, your garden manager, and it's something that grows beyond its initial purpose of blowing them on. So let's dive deeper into it. So we basically introduce Autokeeper, which is a platform combining digital and physical within a human and technical stage. So first of all, within the physical and human stage, it's all about gamification. For us as Generation Z, gamification is a huge topic. And here, within this stage, you interact with the robot. Wouldn't it be nice if you, for example, host a party at night and want to play some outdoor games, and the game field is just mown by your lawnmower into the grass? Then, of course, we have the digital phase. The digital phase is here. You all might know those recaps of, for example, Spotify, which shows you like what kind of music you listen to in 2022. And we want to introduce something similar, Like, for example, what did your automower do, or in this case, autokeeper do? But moreover, we're also thinking about, okay, what kind of species are around in your garden, because he always knows what's going on in your garden. And also even more, how can I improve to have more species into garden, like getting more bees in it, etc. Then from the technical perspective, we are talking about a modular system. So first of all, physically. So therefore, we want to introduce a small little interface where you can actually plug and play or put new models into it and expanding the functionality of your autokeeper. And furthermore, also really important, expanding the lifespan. And finally, we are talking about digital. So you actually showed us really good that you're quite good in software updates. When you played the Curiosity soundtrack, or the soundtrack to celebrate Curiosity's birthday, that gained quite a lot of attraction, and we really, really liked it. We think you're really, really good. And actually, this is now our feature, the guard dog. He's currently protecting your garden. So he's always around, as autokeeper is always around and knows what's going on in the garden. He also knows who's not allowed to be in the garden, and actually, he did now know. So thank you, autokeeper.
Yeah, thanks, Simon, for explaining us the concept of autokeeper. And I will now dive deeper into the benefits for the generation set. And autokeeper basically addresses three attributes that are really relevant for the generation set: sustainability, community, and individualism. So talking about sustainability, autokeeper educates about happenings in the garden and the overall environment. This can be triggered by the autokeeper by triggering the customers basically to participate in challenges and also to compare themselves with others from the community. And this in turn then will drive them towards more sustainability. Then we have the community. The autokeeper basically puts the exchange within the community in the first place. And the customers therefore get to know the product even better playfully. And that's not all, it also gives back with the help of a reward system. And last but not least, we have the individualism. And this attribute we will cover by the modular system we introduced to you before. And with help of that, the customer can basically create their own mower and therefore identify with the product even better. So to sum up, the platform enables you to address the needs of the generation set. So now let's have a look at some examples from the past. So starting off with the automotive industry. One good example here is Tesla, that challenged and changed the whole industry by introducing more or less like a driving software or driving platform. And instead of then just having a masterpiece of engineering excellence. And by doing so, Tesla basically offers a customer-centric approach here. And then for the music industry, we chose Spotify. It's also a quite popular case that Spotify allowed their customers the first time to create their own playlists and then also to share it with others within the community. So that was only possible with the help of a platform. And now there's Husqvarna. And Husqvarna is a really curious, innovative company with great premium products. And we want you to become the next Tesla and Spotify of your industry by focusing on not just the product itself, but more of a customer-centric approach. So get ready for Gen Z with Autokeeper. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Team 4. Are there any questions from the jury?
Yes, I have one, and thank you so much for the presentation. So my question is regarding the business model of this. How do you think the Generation Z will consume the solution? I mean, pay for it?
Yeah, basically by buying the robot, of course, but also like using the app or software. The software should be free, but of course there should be add-on services. Like, for example, we start simply by simple updates, but if you expand it quite a lot, when thinking about a Tesla, for example, there was all of a sudden, it was possible to have like more heaters or something just by software update. And for these add-on features, you will pay, like basically the same as automotive industry, but starting first for free just to get the community running. And also, of course, by purchasing your robots, because it's now more than just lowering them on.
And of course, there's also the physical component, and with the additional sensors to also expand the life cycle of the product. So also has a sustainability aspect here included.
Yes, thank you very much for the presentation. I was actually also wondering about the business model, but another aspect, when you think about implementing the features that you presented, which one do you think is the most prioritized one, which is the most important for the customer? Where would you start?
I think the most fun is the Autokeeper, the watchdog, because it gains a lot of attention, and we really like to get, like as Generation said, want to get catched by something like that. So this would be the most impactful, but not, of course, the most valuable overall. More like the recap and the educational phase would be more important, like getting more biodiversity into your garden, educating the user. So this would be, like our first task would be the watchdog, but moreover the focus on the other features.
And also, if we look at what Husqvarna can do, maybe the most attracting thing in the beginning is to start maybe some challenges to really get the users in contact with the app, using it, interacting with others, and getting the connection to the product. Because you can also see if you spend a lot of time with the product and also using the app, then you're more attached to the product itself, but also to the brand. So that would be something we would recommend for the starting.
Yeah, so great presentation. I just wanted to ask if you thought about how many more features you can add to the software until a person has to buy a new machine to have those features.
So you mean the amount of features you can add, or?
To the software.
Okay, I mean, it's kind of limited to the technology behind, but in the end, if you use updates over the air, then it's more or less limited how much you can do, depending on what's possible from the technical side. So in our opinions, there's so much opportunities you can add over the time.
All right, thank you so much. Is there any other questions from the jury?
Well, thank you for a great pitch and great judging. Give it up for Team 4.
Thank you.
And next on stage, we welcome Team 5.
Thank you for coming. Our pitch is going to solve two issues. The first issue being what is needed to attract Gen Z customers in the next 5 to 10 years for Husqvarna, especially for the robotic lawnmower. And the second issue would be what strategies they need to use for the implementations that we offer in regards to the research, development, and marketing and other aspects of their departments. So when we done our market research, we realized that when it comes to Gen Z, there's two important things in regards to the robotic lawnmower. The first thing is marketing. There has to be a great emphasis on marketing. And the second thing is functionality. When they invest money into a robot, they want it to do what it wants to do and do what they intended to buy it for. And that is why our two solutions are, first, an AI technology with heavy investment and focus on visual data and datas. And the second thing would be marketing.
So, So when it comes to the data collection, how important is the data collection? We were thinking about using the data collection, as you see, for the grass health. How? How will we do that? We will leverage the data collected with our AI-powered automover to continuously improve the product. The automover will collect data on grass health, providing users with valuable information about the health of the grass. By addressing these issues, we can improve the user's experience by offering tailored solutions through our app, making the auto mover even more convenient for Generation Z homeowners. How will that happen? The mover will detect the affected areas with less healthier grass and pinpoint that on the loan app and notify consumers through a notification on that app. The consumers can then make the right action to improve the grass health. The grass health could fix it through potential solutions with third-party company, or the report, the suggested report will suggest like the most eco-friendly ways and tools to solve their issues. So what is the benefits of having a healthier grass? First of all, you will decrease the water loss and improve the photosynthesis. This means that you will have a better air for Generation C to take, and you will have less carbon dioxide around your area, and you will have regulated temperature by managing the grass growth, and you will have increased biodiversity by protecting a variety of insects, birds, small mammals in the local ecosystem. Make sure and keep in mind Generation C are climate focused. That's why by highlighting these benefits, we can appeal to the environmentally conscious Generation Z. And customers, the generation customer Z, and we will position our market on an eco-friendly, sustainable, and position our market with the sustainable solutions for the loan care. Thereby promoting such features to them so that they can think of the mover as an investment for them to improve their life standards and not just as a grass clipper.
So by giving our system ability to get connected with the applications and platforms like Google, Alexa, weather app, by doing this, we will let our machine to have access to knowledge. So we're creating a small brain into our machine that we are going to use. So in this slide, we are biological control and camera navigation. What we are doing is we are creating a system that provides information. If the machine will find unwanted plant or unknown object, with the help of camera, the object will be scanned, marked at the map, the brain will identify the object, and if it's bad, then the user will get a report with info about how it should be handled in the best eco-friendly way.
And there's two main focuses here. We're going to use sensors, radars, and camera technology, and this is to ensure that the machine that we have uses AI technology to increase its database and become familiar with its surroundings. So, for example, if a family does have a pet, the first few times it might not recognize the pet, but after a couple of times it recognizes the pet and understands that, okay, this is a pet. When this pet comes in front of me, I can just wait and it will go by and I can continue my day. And the second important aspect, that it increases biodiversity. And the reason is because previous models, when they would see a few plants hidden behind grass, it would actually drive over the grass and the plants and cut the grass. But by implementing these solutions, we're able to allow the machine to analyze and see that, okay, what's in front of me is a plant, I should divert my course and continue ahead.
So when it comes to the marketing part and targeting Generation Z, we will focus mostly on promoting the new features of the auto mover, which is the first is advanced sensors and cameras. This will ensure the safety of detecting and avoiding obstacles that prevent the damage on the mover, as well as it will stop and not harm the pets or children. The other part is the grass health analysis. As you may know that when you have the health analysis of the grass, the features maintains a beautiful lawn without manual maintenance, saving homeowners time and effort. However, we will target like the market idea will become like creating educational content and customer testimonial that emphasizes the benefits of our product. We will use influencers marketing to reach Generation Z customers through TikTok ads and Instagram. And we will implement something new, which is the virtual reality ads, to engage our audience in an immersive experience. Another option we will do is the customizable option, allowing users to customize their own automower product, and they will have a touch to their product, and this will increase the sales of this product and attract Generation Z customers. By addressing their desires for self-expression, we can further cater into this demographic perceptions.
Right, we're going to now talking about the market. Here we can see that in 2022, the market size was about roughly estimated $821.7 million for robotic lawnmowers, and is expected to grow to 2.72 billion by 2032, which is about 231% increase. And one of the major issues right now within the market is that the current machines, they can't detect. If they detect something in front of it, they can't analyze, is this a human, is this a plant, or is there a cat or a pet? So we try to solve that issue and allow Husqvarna to gain a great market share, and we can see that there's a great incentive for this. We have 3 business ideas. The first business idea and the second business idea go hand in hand. By offering a leasing option for Generation Z, we are allowing we're allowing more customers to have access to the product, because these products are quite expensive, 20, 30, 40,000 for lawnmowers are not cheap. By allowing subscription or leasing incentives, more people are able to buy the product and enjoy the products, and it also leads to sustainability and recycling. So if by the end of this lease they're not happy with the product, they'll be able to send it back to Husqvarna. Husqvarna will be able to refurbish it and recycle the product and send it elsewhere. This increases the lifespan of the product, and it creates some sort of circular economy. And we would like to focus that we're not just selling a product here, we're selling a service. We're offering individuals the opportunity to spend more time with their family while we take care of things such as the lawnmower, which is something they paid for and something we aim to do. And some of the competitors would be Bosch, Deere & Company, and Tow. They all have similar products, but like I said, the issue with today's product is that there's that big factor of the products are not able to analyze what's in front of it. So by solving this issue, Husqvarna will have a great market. Have a great market competitive advantage, and the cost for Husqvarna would be just continuous investment in research and development. We do know that Husqvarna do invest a lot on this. I think recently they invested 185 million. And one of the benefits of this is that we realized that Husqvarna do have the technology. It's just that these technologies are a bit more expensive, and therefore in their more expensive lawnmowers that cost up to 300,000. So by using the current technology that they have and current technology that are in the market, they can invest in trying to make those more cost productive and cost efficient, allowing more average users to gain access to those prestigious elements. And by using the data that we gain from the AI machine, Husqvarna are also able to identify potential future products that they can use, and therefore making the business more future-proof. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Team 5. That really was a great presentation. Now let's turn over to the jury and see what questions they have for you today.
Thank you very much for a nice presentation. Well, not knowing so much about Generation Z, I was wondering, how did you come to the conclusion or finding that grass health is one of their top priorities? I had expected this to be, if my generation would, that they would value such things. So that was one question. And connected to that, I also wonder, 5 to 10 years from now, do you still think TikTok and Instagram would be the attractive channels for this target group?
Yeah. So starting off, if it's important or not, we have the SDGs, as you clearly know, and how important that is, especially with the climate change part and the ongoing attention that people are listening to the climate change. Therefore, we tend to look at it from a broader perspective, and we understand that this will still continue, and people will raise awareness on the part of the health of grass. Having a better grass in your yard, this will attract a better climate on your place. So by that, you will have even a better family-oriented place where your children can play, where you can have pets, where you can have a better fresh air. And of course, anybody wants to have this part of aspects. When it comes to the TikTok ads and Instagram ads, well, we see the growing attention on TikTok just now because it's really increasing, and we see it as something sort of increasing in the next 5 years, more or less, but we may see something different or another app that can grow, but potentially maybe follow the same path on increasing there or shifting to that type of ads.
And additionally, the idea is that we'll still use influencer marketing because we know that influencer marketing is very Gen Z heavy, and they are not like older generations or younger generations where they might see a role model or someone online using it. They're like, okay, I want to use it now. That's why, even though that Gen Z do have a short attention span, we do believe that future apps that may be developed will still focus on short form content, and that's why you mentioned Instagram and TikTok. So even though if the apps do change, the way the content may be shared will be similar. So by identifying these two, we can still use one marketing strategy and implement it over there.
Thank you so much. Is there any other question that jury would like to ask Team 5?
Maybe just a quick, if you could elaborate a bit on the AI. I mean, I see a lot of potentials, not just with object avoidance. So what else do you foresee that could be used for?
Well, first of all, as we said, because when the research showed that the current issue within the market is the object detection, so if we can tackle that, then we can tackle other problems. And with the AI, we intend it for it to be continuously implement machine learning, so it's continuously learning, so that, like I said, when it cuts to the garden, it becomes more familiar. That means it will become more efficient, save more energy, and it's also more cost productive. And within the data that it collects, it will give live feedback back to Husqvarna, and Husqvarna can use this live feedback to analyze, okay, what's a trend that we need to analyze? We can see that this is an issue that's arising. We can be the first to market to offer a solution for this product, and therefore, like I said, future-proofing Husqvarna, because you have a product and then you can create additional product based on the data provided.
And one another part is that going back to the health of the grass. And as we know that if we have the mower and if it's circling around and suddenly it sees a yellow grass that is not as good, then it can pinpoint, as mentioned, that area is affected. And when it pinpoints that area, it will give us a better information about it. And as mentioned, we can come up with better solutions for it.
All right. Thank you so much to both the jury and the teams. We will now let you get back to your seats, guys. Now, before we proceed on with the day and the rest of the grand final, we would like to invite Sven Riedel on stage. So if you all could give him a round of applause.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us today. Welcome to the stage.
Thank you.
Now, we were curious, what do you think about this year's challenge and the solutions we have seen so far?
Well, I think it's my 5th year in this competition jury, and it's always so exciting to see all this creativity, ideas and everything, and you get really surprised by all the good ideas. So, I mean, well done so far. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much. And as we know, this is not the first time you are participating in a challenge. Can you tell us how many times have you been in the competition so far?
I think it's the 5th time. We had some struggle during the pandemic as well. We had some, online sessions and so on. I think 2020 we made it pure online in April, just after the pandemic really hit us, and well, it's been amazing to follow all these types of cases. We have everything from the energy company to IKEA. Now it's, of course, the crown jewel in the businesses in Jönköping with Husqvarna. So nice that we have the opportunity to work together with Husqvarna this year.
I agree. I really think it is. Yeah. And you are the head of trade and industry in Jönköping municipality, but also a board member of Aktias Insen.
Yeah.
That sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah.
Could you tell us shortly what Aktias Insen is?
Yeah, I would be really happy to talk a little bit about that, because I think it's an honor to be a part of this foundation's board. And Axel Stinsen, it's actually a person. Lennart Israelsson, he was born in Nässjö, quite close to Jönköping. And he was really, you know, into the stock market early in the 70s, when the stock market started to, well, be a little bit more popular, but still it was the best to come. So he invested quite a lot of money, or a small amount actually to start with, but then it grew, and he actually was quite wealthy when he passed away. And before he did that, he was donating quite a lot of money to different types of, well, he was very fond of this entrepreneurial spirit that we have here in this region. So he donated money to this foundation then that is actually supporting out this competition and more, I would say.
All right, thank you so much. We are very thankful to have you here today. And as we have mentioned, I think some people in the audience are wondering, what are you in the board working towards today?
The board in general is actually, you know, monitoring all this money that is in this foundation. So our mission is to make sure, of course, that we have like a structure for this big amount of money, and then to support you guys making this. This is the big thing, of course, for the foundation to support these events. But we have also added some more things, like this thesis awards that we have, and also this event that we have had in the Quality Hotel Match, where we invited students and more to this entrepreneurial speech from this famous person. So we do a number of things, but this is the big thing.
All right, and for those of you that don't know, all of these events that we are hosting are in order to inspire you to become more entrepreneurial and take more chances. Now, Axel Stinsen had a very, very successful lifetime, we can say. And he was from this region, so this region is pretty known for its entrepreneurial spirit. Could you tell us a little bit more about the history of entrepreneurship here in Jönköping?
Well, I mean, the entrepreneurship in this region has always been, big. Actually, the city of Jönköping was founded in 1284, thanks to the location, perfect for trade and logistics and making business. So of course it has a very long background, and we have something extra here. We call it the Gnosjö spirit, Gnosjöanda in Swedish, and that's something that has been made a lot of research here in this school as well. How come that we have so much of this entrepreneurial spirit in this area? So I think there's a lot of knowledge in this building about that, and I mean, it's something that we would like to also develop for the future, to have this. I think it's very nice to have this spirit here in this region. I think it's also important for the future that we try to modernize it, and I mean, everything that is done here with your students and all the research is one part, of course, to get this going.
So do you think that students can bring new perspectives to local businesses already existing, like Husqvarna?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, in my position as working in the municipality with supporting companies in this region to grow and become, more successful, I think that the connection to the whole university, to JIBS, and of course to all the students, research here it's so important for the development of the companies. Of course, Husqvarna is the biggest one in this region, but also for the very small companies, as we have a lot of them in Science Park, for example. So I think for the companies here, this is one of the keys to success, to be working close with the university.
And our final question for you is, how do you think that each challenge can help students in terms of their future working life?
Well, I hope that this case is actually, supporting you in what actually companies are thinking about for the future, because this is, a case that is very close connected to the reality, I would say. This is actually what the guys in Husqvarna is think about all the times when you are working on an R&D department. So I think that it's, maybe it brings some ideas about how it could be to really work in a company in this region. It is to develop the future products and the future services. So this is actually very close to the reality.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. Well, thank you so much for your time, Sven. We're going to let you get back to your seat and get ready for the next pitch.
Thank you.
Thank you.
speaking of the next speech, we would like to welcome our fourth finalist to the stage, Team 8. Welcome to the stage, guys.
Hello everyone, nice to meet all of you. My name is Christian and here is my team Larissa and Isaias. Today we want to give our perspective on what Gen Z will expect from a future Husqvarna mower. So let's go. We believe that a feasible idea, product or service need to follow the trends. So what are the trends? As we see, we think that there are three major trends that will impact our generation: technology, sustainability, and social media. We are living in a fast-evolving world, and we love to implement technology, innovative technology, and for solving our problems and creating things we never dreamed of. We love sustainability because climate change and other environmental issues are on the agenda of many governments. So we are eager about sustainability, and we support sustainable products, companies, and actions. We enjoy social media. That is why we love to be active on them and share our emotions, our actions, our achievements, and our experiences. I think you know and you heard that Gen Z is different. But what if I tell you that we are not different, we are more than just different, we are special. That's why we have special needs, special wants, and of course, special problems that are different from other generations. And one of them is personalization. We care about personalization because it's a way to express our individuality and to stand out of a crowd. We also feel more empowered and satisfied to make our own decision and to take control of our experiences. So we believe that if Husqvarna wants to target our generation and to build a strong relationship with them, it's important to fulfill a major need of our generation. And this need is to feel unique. And our solution is to allow these customers to create their personal garden in a virtual space using an upgraded app. This app will allow the customers to customize their lawn and garden for different purposes, like playground, parties, picnics, and so on. And all this in a sustainable way. By using the interconnectivity of a mower with the other devices around the house, as well as the data collected by the mower, this will help the AI technology to give sustainable, efficient, and personalized solutions for the customer's needs. We know that you at Husqvarna are loan and data experts. Then why not to use all this data for offering the Gen Z a garden expert? We think that this app will encourage the future generation, Gen Z, to create experiences, to have fun, and to spend more time in their garden, which will have a positive impact on their physical and mental well-being. The expert garden will help the customer to implement their ideas in a sustainable, efficient way, which will mitigate the impact on the environment. And of course, the nostalgic effect. We know that when our platform, our interface will allow Gen Z to remember about their past gaming experiences, such as Minecraft, Sims, which will give a nostalgic effect.
All right, so in order to best illustrate the marketing strategy that we're proposing, we chose to use the 4Ps model. It's quite a popular model to use in the marketing world today. And as my colleague said, Gen Z will benefit a lot and on multiple levels from our solution. We know that the customer should know that they're paying a premium price for a premium solution and experience. And here we can take advantage of Husqvarna's long heritage and the fact that you are a top player in the market. This solution can also become a competitive advantage because none of the competitors have ever come up with such an innovative solution for Gen Z. As we know, Gen Z is highly influenced by social media and the influencers that they perceive as authentic and relatable to them. By partnering up with influencers who align with their values and have strong personal brands, Husqvarna can effectively communicate their marketing and message to Gen Z. We have seen that over the years, generations nowadays are still being targeted through similar marketing channels they have been targeted before. For example, baby boomers, they're still being targeted through traditional marketing channels like print, TV, radio. So we believe that based on this assumption, Gen Z will also be reached through similar channels that they are reached nowadays, like Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube. But of course, all the future alternatives to it. In order for Husqvarna to stay ahead of the curve and succeed in the next decade, it's essential to implement a marketing strategy that reflects the changing landscape in the market. And to be able to do this, we believe that Husqvarna should have a strong social media presence. So if we have to sum it up, we want together with Husqvarna to go from lawn experts to garden experts. We want to do this by offering Gen Z the uniqueness that they so badly crave and desire. And we can do this with the help of technology and while also taking into consideration important concerns like sustainability and mental health. Our solution also brings back the nostalgia of their youth and gives them a sense of fulfillment and achievement by doing practical things in their garden. In turn, this will not only help this generation, but all the generations that come. Thank you so much.
Wow, fantastic job, teammate. So, jury, do you have any questions for them?
Yeah, a great presentation. I just want to ask you if, do you think that by bringing up this new experience, this unique experience, Husqvarna has to modify their original vision and mission?
Yeah. Sorry, can you hear me? I hope so. When we went to your pitch, you told us you were offering them time. And this is something that works great for the current consumers. But as we have learned, Generation Z likes to do things that are a bit more hands-on. They like to do things that were in the past automatized or that we didn't need to worry about. Just for the feeling and sense of achieving something that you can actually feel. Everything now is digital. You pay digitally, you run digitally. Everything is one bit, one data. Allowing them and giving them something that they can actually feel will give them a much higher sense of satisfaction. So taking this part in the market to complement what we already do could be something that could complement the mission and the vision that Husqvarna currently has.
Can you elaborate a little bit in terms of the product that when we're talking about it, I mean, you presented a product and a digital experience in terms of the planning tool, etc. But from a physical product perspective, today we offer the robotic lawnmowers. But what would you, if you elaborate in terms of what would actually be the product that we will be selling?
You will be selling the lawnmowers. We don't want to take that away. Right now, you have someone in everyone's garden collecting data, looking at how the lawn is. You were able to do something that seemed impossible before, mapping the garden without using the wire. That ability can be used to not only give the impression of what the lawn is as in the grass, but the possibilities that you can obtain on the entire perimeter of the outside house. If you go to anyone's houses, you're going to notice that you have two measurements, built and unbuilt measurement. That's how you buy a house, that's what you get to know. Being able to give the customer the possibility to plan out the different possibilities that they can do on the outside can be something that sets you apart from the competition in a different way.
Is there room for one more?
Yes,
question?
there is.
Nice, cool. You mentioned one function that you can also connect the mower with other devices in the house. For which purpose, which function, or which case do you have in mind there?
So we said about interconnectivity with other devices in order to allow to collect more data and to allow the upgraded app to run more smoothly and to have better opportunities the customer to add in their gardens. So our aim is that this upgraded app will allow the customer to play around and create virtually their own garden, how they want it to look digitally before they go and implement that physically, and to create that in a way that they like, to personalize the colors, the design, everything else. So in order to this app to run smoothly, we need data. And we thought that it's not efficient to put a camera on a mower. And that's why not to connect maybe the camera that it's already there and collect all the data using other devices. Yeah, over phone or other devices.
All right, well, thank you, team, and thank you, jury. Thank you. Now, let's welcome Team 10 to the stage.
Hello all. We are Group 10, and we have come across a problem, and we have a very metaversical solution for it. Before we move on to it, we are all aware of the games Heyday and Farmville, right? I mean, right? Exactly. Did you know that these games alone generated $200 million from 2021 alone? Pretty understandable, because more than 86% of us Gen Zs are into video games. But let's take a detour into a different technological milestone, artificial intelligence. We are all aware of it. Some of us are frequent users of it. But did you know 36% of our home chores will be automated by AI within a decade? That's pretty good, right? It makes our life easy, and it's a positive and predictable trajectory. But let's speak a bit more about Gen Zs and the problems we face.
As part of Gen Z, these are the problems we see. We were able to identify 3 sets of problems. With that being said, the first one is the lack of interaction within our neighborhoods, which limits the sense of community, the sense of belonging. And as our next problem, we have identified that, well, Scandinavia is the main market of Husqvarna, and the traditional lawnmowers need to be adjusted for all 4 seasons, not allowing the user to maximize the use of the product. And as our final problem, we have identified that Gen Z loves to engage through social media. So they need a platform to express their creativity through customization of their belongings.
So looking at the previous app that already exists, which is Automowers Connect, we thought of a way to improve it. So we're introducing a new feature called Huskyard. It's a game similar to Heyday and Farmville, and our idea with it is to keep users engaged and stay on our app. We have added an AI system to it, so we think that with the AI we can have more connectivity and more customization with the app. We have named the AI Q, which is we took it from Husqvarna Q, and we look at it as a nanny to the lawnmowers. The lawnmowers, we know that some houses could have more than one, so the lawnmowers would be the pets. So you could name your lawnmowers, and each Q will understand which lawnmower you're talking to and what you want the instructions to be. So you talk to it, for example, you say, "Hi Q." Then go.
Hi, how can I assist you today?
And then you say, "If it's not raining today, could you tell Pedro to cut the grass?"
Will do.
Yeah, so that would be a small example of an interaction between the user and Q. So the second thing we wanted this app to do is applicability. We see that it helps with applicability. So the game will be a virtual garden that you have, which is the same dimensions as or identical to your garden in real life. So with this, you will have the opportunity to have different designs and play with different designs if you like them. And then if you don't like them, you can just get rid of them. But if you like them, you can apply them. So you will have a button to apply it into your real life garden, and you will have that design on your garden. You will also have the chance to compete with your neighbors. So the next point is competitiveness. It will be competitive, so you'll see your neighbors' lawns, you'll see what designs they have, and you could compete with your neighbors, with the whole region, and then with the entire world if you want to. And next we go to Husqvarna's values that it provides.
So then, like, why are we actually, what does Gen Z want? What does anyone want? And what does all generation want? Well, so what we're looking for is that we're looking to implement an ecosystem for the Husqvarna system in order to further support its brand loyalty by promoting it even more than ever. Second of all, you know, if you have a really good yard, you can brag about it, you know? And what better feeling is there in the world than bragging to your friends and family how pretty your yard is? Like, let's be real. And then as a generation that has grown up with social media and trends and all of that, we're always looking for serotonin and a way to connect with the rest of the world. And what better way is there than an app that is very colorful and very interactive, but also allows us to talk with people with similar interests all over the world. But this is all great from like a consumer's perspective, but what about us as a business? You know, where are we making money? Because if you have an app, you don't want ads in it. Let's be real. Who wants to play for 30 seconds and then have a 2-minute ad? So the main selling point is still the product. By having this game as an extra feature on top of it. But we are also planning on offering additions, add-ons, as previously mentioned, that can then be helped to fix your yard in multiple different ways, like different types of alterations that can help you make it a reality. So with this, we're still planning on having the main selling product to be the actual machine with the add-on. But by having this type of premium feature, we get more customers more interested. Then we will also be able to use this game to be able to collect data from the users to see what are wanted by the Gen Z, to be able to predict the future in a better way, to be able to set the trend ourselves rather than follow it. Lastly, we also have the publicity. You know, one of the questions is like, how do we actually get this out to Gen Z? Well, if you have a colorful game with social media, the rest will kind of do itself, because we as Gen Z suffers from FOMO, also known as fear of missing out. So if you see all your friends playing this game and like sharing online these pictures and like talking about it, we naturally, psychologically will move towards wanting to purchase an item. And with that, we can say that this is a premium added feature, and this is our meta solution to be able to stay on top of the curve. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Team 10. You guys had a very creative solution. I will give the word over to the jury, and let's see what they have for you today.
It's quite a different approach, going from cutting grass to the app. I would say it's different. But from your perspective, could you elaborate a little bit in terms of what we would need as a company? I mean, we are not game developers as it is right now. Let's see what the future tells, where we head. But what would it require for us actually to get into this field? Is this something you believe that we should develop ourselves, or what's your thoughts?
Yeah. So we think, thanks to the game, we could also justify to Gen Z why we're paying the premium price, because Gen Z are very they look at the price and they make sure they're paying for the value that they're getting. So with the game, we go ahead of competitors. Competitors don't have this, and we could also justify the premium value we're providing with this feature in the app.
And based on the presentation that we went to your guys to watch, you were always constantly evolving and trying different areas. So why not try game development? You know, you went from rifles to sewing machines. You know?
She's got a point. I can see here from the side that we have plenty of time for more questions. If there is anything left you guys who are wondering.
Thank you for the presentation. I was thinking, I mean, games on an app, that's something that is that what we are doing already right now, or Gen Z is doing right now. Do you have some imaginations how Gen Z will play games in 10 years?
The reason we decided to pick these type of games is because they have been proven to be timeless. Like Farmville came first, being very popular with like the older generations, followed by Heyday, that is same concept essentially, very popular with Gen Z. And even Sims has been able to constantly keep being relevant.
We also think that it's ageless, so it's not just Gen Z or like other younger ages that play these games, because we saw that Heyday has an older generation that play it. So we think that when Gen Z grow up, they will still be playing games like this.
And what's great with this type of game is also that we can close like generation gap, because everyone knows this type of game. It's a very simple idea, so you can really sit down together with multiple people and talk and connect over it.
I have one follow-up question to bring back the game to cutting actual grass. You mentioned it in the end that this is also a chance for Husqvarna to interact with the potential customers and see rather future trends than running behind them. How, I mean, can you elaborate on that a bit more?
So what we mentioned, hopefully during the presentation, was that we wanted to have these add-ons that so you could apply designs that you make into your real yard, essentially. But obviously that's a big commitment for a lot of people. So the game will allow people to either purchase or having in-game apps where you can like give feedback or see what is missing that they still wishes to be able to do with their yard. And if it's possible and feasible, we believe you guys have the technology to make it a reality.
Yeah, no, I mean, I could add that the game could have a shop, so the company, instead of just making add-ons and hoping that people would like them, it would give them an option to see what's popular in the game shop, so they can then make those add-ons that people like.
I think this is super interesting, and there are some similarities. Several of the solutions we've heard so far is based on some kind of platform thinking, some kind of app solution. And below that, or as a baseline for that, is, I think, what I picked up so far at least, is that you, in your market analysis, you assume more that this Gen Z will care more about gardens than the current generations owning houses. And I had expected the opposite, actually, that you focus on other things. So I was wondering, and this is a question which I could have asked any team, how did you do your market research? Were you talking to yourself, or did you do any kind of screening of opinions among Gen Z?
Basically, from the market research we did, we went through the articles and results of surveys, because we don't have much time. But basically from that, we understood that around 76% or 72%, which was mentioned before in a previous presentation, would love to have a home, but when they are economically sustainable to do that. That's probably like in 5 years' time, in 2028. And we believe in 2028, a game like this would still be there. And with the development process or a development arc starting from now, by 2028, Husqvarna, a company that is, would be a pioneer in a game like that. And when Gen Z's settle down finally with the house, with the loan, this game is just a go-to solution for them. They don't have to worry about anything else other than that. It's fun, it's easy, and as said, everything goes through this. It's a caretaker, a nanny for every single thing which Husqvarna develops in that house.
Sorry, just a quick follow-up. If you get tired of this game, will it still work? If you just, I mean, many of us probably played Candy Crush or other games, and then you got tired of it after a while. How do you keep the interest up over time? Because a lawnmower, you keep it in a decade probably.
Yeah, definitely. But this is a multiplayer game. This is a competitive game, and definitely sometimes you get boredom. But competitive games rarely give you boredom. And as Gen Zs, you always want to compete. You always want to be the best. And this is from Heyday. As I mentioned before, Heyday and Farmville. It's a competitive game, and it's timeless. Still we play it. Still I play it. So it's like that. It's going to develop and be on the market for as long as it can.
And because it's built into the app, so every time you use the lawnmower, the feature is there inside the app too. So it would be just a way to keep people to stay in our app, and because you always have that feature, then they go to the game and they spend more time in the app, and yeah, so.
And lastly, you still have the bragging rights. We live on bragging rights and Yancy.
All right, I see from the side here that we have time for one more question, so make it count, if there is anything. All right, it looks like the jury doesn't have any more questions for you guys. Thank you so much. Now, the time many of us have been waiting for. It is now time to hear the final pitch of eChallenge 2023. Now, with that said, I would like to welcome to the stage Team 12.
You might have asked yourself the question, what just happened? This is the future of the automower. All three of us are from Gen Z, so we use our own insights, our own perspective, and our own creativity to create an automower that we believe is suitable for the future generation. Some common characteristics in Gen Z is that we have a technological mindset, meaning that we have grown up with technology, we use it on a daily basis, and it has essentially become a part of our lives. We're also more sustainable aware compared to earlier generations. We care more about recycling, making sure we take care of the environment. We're also lazier compared to other generations. We'd rather have things be done for us rather than someone else, rather than us having to do it ourselves. And we also have more of an economical mindset. We care more about saving money and seeing what is a smart investment and what is not a smart investment. And the process of usage for lawnmowers has gone from manually driving your lawnmower, which is a tiring process, it's time-consuming, it's not everyone's favorite thing in the world. In today's present we have seen the growth of automatic lawnmowers, and it's also a fairly long and complicated installation process. And in the future, I would prefer to sit on the porch with a nice cold beer, admiring my freshly mowed lawn, rather than having to spend several hours doing it myself.
So, how do we accomplish this? Well, Gen Z is big on sharing economy, and that is a great way to make the automower both more affordable and environmentally friendly for everyone. Since we plan on using a leasing system in a sharing economy, one automower can be shared between multiple homes, which will reduce the big initial investments to a small fee every month instead, which is much more attainable for Gen Zs. It will also use much less raw material, since one can be shared among many gardens instead of in one automower that requires much raw material and in the process of building it. So, imagine a flying automower. So, there are already drones out here that are delivering packages in the world. Combine that with the automower of tomorrow, and you have our product. We want to connect the automower to seamlessly transfer itself between gardens. The automower should never be resting. It should always be cutting grass, which is great for the environment, and we use our raw materials as efficient as possible. So, we want to maximize the runtime and efficiency as much as possible. We don't even want it to charge no more. So how do we do this? There are other technologies like NEO using interchangeable batteries. So if the automover can go by drone, change battery, it can go ready to cut grass again in just a matter of seconds. As mentioned, this is technology that is already being used, and we think that it's not far-fetched at all. So, what if your lawn could talk to you? Well, that's exactly what we wanted to do. We want your automover to be able to tell you how your lawn is doing, what fertilizer you should use, and where in the garden you should use it. We also want a lot of metrics. As Gen Z, we don't really care if the metrics is usable or unusable. We just want to have it. I want to be able to compare it to my neighbor, so I can say to my neighbor, hey, my lawn is much better than yours. So, what does Husqvarna need to do to attend our needs? In terms of sustainability, we would also like for you to do some in-house recycling. If this product is for real, you can recycle these products and use the raw materials over and over again in a much more efficient way than it's being used today. This will create a more affordable product both for you, since raw materials cost will decrease, and for us, since you can lower the prices. Also, of course, you need to keep in advancements on technology and innovation and keep being on top.
Well, the benefits for everyone, which is a win-win situation. Our idea, Husqvarna doesn't need to overproduce automowers. Well, instead focus on making them more innovative and more technologically more advanced, which will satisfy us all. An affordable automower that will solve our lawn problems will actually lead to a satisfied customer, later on leads to more revenue generated, and lastly leads to Husqvarna being happy. Well, as you can see here, we did basic maths here. The economic benefits from leasing automowers comparison between 2023 versus 2033. The leasing costs in 2023 is actually around 500 Swedish crowns per month for 60 months, which is 5 years, for one user only, which is 30,000 Swedish crowns per mower. And that's the maximum revenue for Husqvarna. Expected leasing cost for 2033 with our idea is around 650 Swedish crowns per month for 60 months, and that is 39,000 times the users, which equals to 936,000 Swedish crowns per mower, and that is the maximum revenue for Husqvarna. So, and the competitors, there's actually no competitor company that's actually doing this. So the only competitors that you have is actually your customers if they're gonna choose to buy an mower instead of actually leasing one. And maybe in the upcoming years, another potential company that actually gets into this market first. So a satisfied customer is the best business strategy of all.
So you want us.
Listen to us. You get us. Thank you.
What a way to end each challenge. I mean, I've heard the expression when pigs fly, but when lawnmowers fly, that's a new one. Let's see what the final questions are from the jury.
Well, first I had a question, but then I skipped that because I was going to ask you if you are into this sharing solution, wouldn't that mean less sold machines from Husqvarna and they will lose money? But then you explained the business model and that made sense. So there could be a win-win. But I have one, how should I say, institutional question and one technical question. The kind of institutional is who is responsible and who is sort of owning or renting, or what happens if the flying machine gets lost? on the way from one garden to another? That's one question. And who is calling the call center or the support function and so on. The other one is technical. I thought the idea with these automowers was that they cut the grass all the time. They are moving around all the time. So basically, you don't, as you did in the past, you cut the grass once per week and it was done. And then you could have moved the machine to another garden and so on. But with this, I've understood, I don't have one myself, but I understood that the idea with these machines is that they are cutting the grass every day, all year round, or all summer.
So I'm going to start with the second one. We calculated that it will move the lawn every other day, so you get kind of the same experience, since based on the facts we found online, it is more than sufficient to move the lawn every other day to get the same sensation as you get today. And we also calculate that they will be such efficient that they will be able to do that with such a good result in a matter of 10 years.
And these numbers are not actually from us. They were actually from, I talked to the Husqvarna support, and they gave me like a table with how much they can actually cut every square meter or something. And then I calculated the inflation rate. So I did that times the actual how much you pay for it right now. And I expected the cost to be around 650 Swedish crowns in 2033, something around that.
Yeah, and for the first question, we think of this kind of like a service leasing system that Husqvarna will have the control of. So you basically buy that your lawn is cut and fine every day. And Husqvarna will, in this case, take care of the rest. Of course, they can outsource it as well. But our main thought is that Husqvarna owns the product, take care of the product, and we as JNC sit on our porch and drink beer.
Exactly. So if the machine crashes in the head of a lady walking the dog, it's Husqvarna who is handling that problem, not the customer.
Yeah, that would be the case, but I don't think that's really is going to be a problem.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
We already today having drones flying around delivering packages in the US, and in 10 years, it will be much further in the advancements.
I mean, flying saucers, flying mowers might be a part of the future, we'll see. But have you guys been thinking anything in terms of how this will impact us from a go-to-market and a marketing perspective, for example? Because this is a different take, where, as you said, it's actually a relationship between Husqvarna as a company and the end consumer, where today we have an intermediate step. Have you given any thought or can elaborate any of your thinking in that field?
Well, the marketing process is going to be mostly about word of mouth. It's like when I really get it for cheap, why don't my neighbor want it as well? So it will probably be like that. But if you want to elaborate more,
yeah, we figured that it's the most effective way to marketing, because especially for myself, I would prefer to have talked to somebody who has used the product and is satisfied with themselves to take into consideration, rather than in today's day and age, it's very common to pay somebody to sell your product for you on that basis. So I feel like I would trust my instinct and rather talk to my neighbor who has used the service product and see what his viewpoint is from it.
I actually worked with sales before, so I don't trust the other call centers. I just trust my family members, and if they actually tried it before, I would actually try it as well.
Okay, well, thank you so much, and thank you to the jury. Well done. Before we continue on with this evening, we're going to take a leg stretcher of about 10 minutes. So see you in 10 minutes.
You are somebody that I don't know, but you're taking shots at me like it's Patron, and I'm just like, damn, it's 7 a.m. Say it in the street, that's a knockout, but just say it in a tweet, that's a cop-out, and I'm just like, hey, are you okay? And I ain't trying to mess with your self-expression, but I've learned a lesson that stressing and obsessing about somebody else is no fun. And snakes and stones never broke my bones, so the girls who are killing it. But we figured you out, we all know now. We all got crowns, you need to calm down. You need to calm down, you need to calm down. You're being too loud, and I'm just like, yeah. You need to just stop. Can you stop? Like, can you just not step on our gowns? You need to calm down. I'm on the floor, floor. I love to dance, so give me more, more. Till I can't stand, get on the floor, floor. Like it's your last chance. If you want more, more, then here I am. Starships were meant to fly. Hands up and touch the sky. Can't stop, 'cause we're so high. Let's do this one more time, oh. Starships were meant to fly. Hands up and touch the sky. Let's do this one last time. Can't stop, we're higher than a mother boat. Jump on my hoopty-hoop, I own that. And I am paying my rent this month, I owe that. But who you want, who you like, this whole life, there's no end in sight. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Get on the floor, floor, like it's your last chance. If you want more, more, then here I am. Starships were meant to fly. Hands up and touch the sky. Can't stop, 'cause we're so high. Let's do this one more time, oh. Starships were meant to fly. Hands up and touch the sky. Let's do this one last time. Can't stop, we're higher than a mother boat. Starships were meant to fly. Hands up and touch the sky. Can't stop, 'cause we're so high. Let's do this one more time, oh. Loving him is like driving a new Maserati down a dead-end street. Faster than the wind, passionate as sin, ending so suddenly. Loving him is like trying to change your mind once you're already flying through the free fall. Like the colors in autumn so bright, just before they lose it all. Losing him is
got my driver's license last week, just like we always talked about. Cause you were so excited for me to finally drive up to your house. But today I drove through the suburbs crying cause you weren't around. And you're probably with that blonde girl who always made me doubt. She's so much older than me. She's everything I'm insecure about. Yet today I drove through the suburbs. Cause how could I ever love someone else? And I know we weren't perfect, but I've never felt this way for no one. And I just can't imagine how you could be so okay now that I'm gone. Guess you didn't mean what you wrote in that song about me. Cause you said forever, now I drive alone past your street. And all my friends are tired of hearing how much I miss you, but I kinda feel sorry for them, cause they'll never know you the way that I do. Yet today I drove through the suburbs and pictured I was driving home to you. And I know we weren't perfect, but I've never felt this way for no one. Oh, and I just can't imagine how you could be so okay now that I'm gone. I guess you didn't mean what you wrote in that song about me. Cause you said forever, now I drive alone past your street. Red lights, stop signs, I still see your face in the white cars, front yards. Can't drive past the places we used to go to. Cause you know I still love you, babe. Sidewalks we crossed, I still hear your voice in the traffic. We're laughing over all the noise. God, I'm so blue, no we're through, but you know I still love you, babe. I know we weren't perfect, but I've never felt this way for no one. And I just can't imagine how you could be so okay now that I'm gone. Cause you didn't mean what you wrote in that song about me. Cause you said forever, now I drive alone past your street. Yeah, you said forever, now I drive alone past your street.
Yeah. Those goosebumps every time, yeah. You come around, yeah. You ease my mind, you make everything feel fine. Worry about those calls, I'm way too numb, yeah. It's way too dumb, yeah. I get those goosebumps every time. I need the Heimlich, throw that to the side, yeah. I get those goosebumps every time, yeah. When you're not around, when you throw that to the side, yeah. Those goosebumps every time, yeah. 713 through the 281, yeah, I'm riding. Why they on me? Why they on me? I I'm flying, sipping low key. I'm sipping low key at Onyx, find a rider. When I'm pulling up right beside you, pop star Lil Mariah. When I text kick game wireless, throw a stack on the Bible. Never Snapchat or took my hoe. She fall through plenty, her and all her guineas. Yeah, we at the top floor, right there off Duini. Yeah, oh no, I can't fuck with y'all. Yeah, when I'm with my squad, I cannot do no wrong. Yeah, saucepan in the city, don't get misinformed. Yeah, they gon' pull up on you. Yeah, we gon' do some things you can't relate. Yeah, cause we from a place you cannot stay. Or you can't go, or I don't know. Or back the fuck up off me. I get those goosebumps every time, yeah. You come around, yeah. You ease my mind, you make everything feel fine. Worry about those calls. I'm way too numb, yeah. It's way too dumb, yeah. I get those goosebumps every time. I need the Heimlich, throw that to the side, yeah. I get those goosebumps every time, yeah. When you're not around, when you throw that to the side, yeah. Those goosebumps every time.
I wanna press my line, yeah. I wanna press my. I wanna green like I wanna be like I wanna press my line, yeah. I wanna take that ride, yeah. I'm gonna press my line. I wanna green like I wanna be like I wanna press my. Mama dear, spare your feelings. I'm reliving moments, feeling more residual. I can buy the building, burn the building, take it, rebuild the building just to fuck some more. I can justify my love for you and touch the sky, forgot to stop the bidding war. Put the booty on the pedestal. On the high hooks, that be the die for, that be so to die for. Peter Piper, pick the peppers, I can pick your brain and put your heart together. We depart the shady parts and party hard, the diamond sure's the cool forever. My best shot just might shoot forever like.
I get those goosebumps every time, yeah. You come around, yeah. You ease my mind, you make everything feel fine. Worry about those calls. I'm way too numb, yeah. It's way too dumb, yeah. I get those goosebumps every time. I need the Heimlich, throw that to the side, yeah. I get those goosebumps every time, yeah. When you're not around, when you throw that to the side, yeah. I get those goosebumps every time.
I promise that you'll never find another like me. I know that I'm a handful, baby. I know I never think before I jump. And you're the kind of guy the ladies want. And there's a lot of cool chicks out there. I know that I went psycho on the phone. I never leave well enough alone. And trouble's gonna follow where I go. And there's a lot of cool chicks out there. But one of these things is not like the others. Like a rainbow with all of the colors. Baby doll, when it comes to a lover, I promise that you'll never find another like me. I'm the only one of me. Baby, that's the fun of me. You're the only one of you. Baby, that's the fun of you. And I promise that nobody's gonna love you like me.
I know I tend to make it about me. I know you never get just what you see, but I will never bore you, baby.
And when we had that fight out in the rain, you ran after me and called my name.
I never wanna see you walk away. Cause one of these things is not like the others. Living in winter, I am your summer. Baby doll, when it comes to a lover, I promise that you'll never find another like me.
Mm-hmm. Just waiting.
welcome back, everyone. We hope you have found some fika and some drinks. Before we continue, we have actually prepared a Kahoot for you guys, where the first, second, and third place winners will get some special prizes from us. So get your phones up and get ready to play.
Are we waiting on anyone else, or has everyone joined? Right, it appears that everyone has joined, so let's start. Wow, it looks like a lot of you have paid attention during the company presentation. Good job, guys. Keep it up. I think you should all know the answer to this one. looks like a lot of you paid attention to the Science Park lecture. Good job! And now, time for the final question. Alright, looks like most of you know us pretty well. Now let's see. Good job, Oscar, you've got place 3. Elise, second place, and for the first prize, Larissa. Great job, guys. Welcome on stage to receive your prizes. Let's give... Congratulations, guys. Thank you all so much. We will now take a few pictures and then proceed on with the rest of the evening.
Thank you and congratulations once again.
Now, moving on to the rest of today. First of all, we would like to say a big thank you to the jury. But who are we kidding? The real stars of this event are you guys, all of the teams. So let's give everyone a round of applause.
Wow, Anna, I am just speechless over how amazing this has turned out. How are you feeling?
I feel the same way. It really is inspiring to hear the different takes on the case and see all of the hard work that the team have put into this event. I honestly, if it was me, I don't know how I would have answered.
Me neither. I mean, I think we have all had those moments where we've started late on our assignments, as in the day before it's due. But nothing compares to conducting a solution to a real-life problem in only 24 hours. That's crazy. So good job, guys, really. Moving on to what the rest of the evening will look like from here on, the jury will now discuss the pitches and decide which team will be named the winners of the Entrepreneurship Challenge 2023.
In the meantime, we have planned a fun schedule ahead for you guys, where you will get to talk, learn more about EA, and vote for the best speech. But we will also interview some of this year's contestants. So, shortly after that, we will take a small break and then continue with the prize ceremony.
Firstly, we want to give all the attention to our entire team at Entrepreneurship Academy and say we really could not have done this without you guys. For the amazing snacks in the lounge room, the products, and the goodie bags at pre-challenge, we want to thank our sponsor team, Axel and Asia. For all the videos, posts, and graphics you all have been seeing leading up to this event and during this event, we have our incredible marketing team to thank. Dilian, Dilara, and Lisa. And last but certainly not least, the outline, planning, and logistics of this event all goes to the event team, Rami, Anik, and Haya. You guys have done such an amazing job, and I think everyone here would agree. Let's give it up for EA just one more time.
We would also like to take this time to thank our sponsors for pre-challenge, an event that happened back in March. Now, for the amazing goodie bags, we have Sprout, Naked Juice Bar here in Jönköping, and Boobs Goodies to thank for. But also Shooters for letting us host our event at their inclusive location, where students got to do some fun activities, mingle around, and find the teams for this event. So, with that said, let's give the sponsors a round of applause. Now, I will get back to you all very, very soon, but until I do, I will let Emma here tell you a little bit more in detail how exactly e-challenge works and what we at Entrepreneurship Academy do, for those of you that don't know.
Thank you so much, Anna. As we have said earlier, we in Entrepreneurship Academy have been responsible for arranging this event. Our goal in EA is to engage, inspire, and support students within the area of entrepreneurship and help turn their ideas into a reality. Despite how much we love e-challenge, it's not the only event we host. Every year, there is a fair for the first-year students in the fall term, where they get the chance to present their project in the course of entrepreneurship. This fair is called Entrepreneurship Day, or as we like to call it, E-Day. We also arrange guest lectures with inspiring individuals, which Anna will soon get back to. About 3 weeks ago, we had something called Pre-Challenge, which is a mingling event leading up to e-challenge. In the past, the teams participating in e-challenge have always required to consist of at least one member studying at JTH, Jönköping School of Engineering. But this year, the rules have changed, where all teams are required to have at least one member studying here at JIBS. Nevertheless, every year, the majority of the teams are formed from our Pre-Challenge event. In fact, last year's winners were actually total strangers to each other and met through our mingling event. It's quite inspiring to see that you can meet people at an event, create a group, and a few weeks later stand here with the chance to win e-challenge. Speaking about e-challenge, the majority of you here today are most likely contestants, and you probably know more about it than I do. But for the rest of you, and for you at home, don't worry, we didn't forget about you. You guys might be wondering what the days of e-challenge actually look like. Well, wonder no further, because I have the answer. E-Challenge is a 3-day event which starts with an introduction day, with a pitch lecture from Science Park, where they give students insightful and useful tips on how to give a good pitch, followed by a company presentation, and later on the distribution of the game packs, which includes all the instructions and information, as well as the case, needed for each challenge. Moving on to Tuesday, our second day, it starts with an opening ceremony, where the groups can officially begin to work on their solutions, and thus the 24 stressful hours begin. But this day isn't actually as bad as it sounds, because not only did the teams have amazing access to an incredible snack or lounge room, but they also received They also received time slots, which were mentoring and coaching sessions from specific people from the case company, Husqvarna, JU, and Science Park. Then we come to our last day, day 3, Wednesday, where the team's presentations must be submitted at 9 a.m. And we are all well aware from previous years that teams stay up almost the entire night just to finish it in time. That reminds me, for all of you competing this year, did you manage to get any sleep, or was it an all-nighter filled with stress? Yeah, I thought so. After the submission is made, it is time for the teams to present their pitch for the pre-jury, which is divided into 3 pools, where each group of juries selects the top 2 pitches. This leads us to the top 6 teams presenting their pitch at the grand final and are just a few steps closer to the prize pool. Now we will talk to 2 contestants of this year's challenge to get more insight into the experience as a participant of each challenge. Please welcome to this day, Solon and Olivia. Hello and welcome, guys. How are you guys feeling after I've just done your pitch?
Tired.
Same.
So my first question for you is, how did you guys feel about this year's case?
It was different. Wasn't what we expected. We expected more something. We have a product and fix it, not look into the future and find out stuff.
We were quite the opposite. We actually was joking the day before, like, would it be funny if we do auto lawyer by Husqvarna? And then it ended up being that exact thing.
How was your time management? Did you experience the challenge to be stressful? I mean, it's a challenge for a reason, right? Did you and your team stay up all night to finish it in time?
Yeah, we haven't slept yet, but yeah, we actually haven't slept. 24 hours is not a lot of time, especially when you don't know much about the company.
It was definitely a lot of work, and we stayed until midnight in school finishing everything, but I think the presentation and everything got done by like 2 a.m.
That's pretty impressive compared to all the other teams from previous years. And with that being said, was each challenge as you expected it to be?
Yeah, it brings out the best of you, makes you creative, and you don't really have time to rest. Just puts your mind to work, and it's good.
I would say it was much better than I expected. It was very lovely, both from the team. We felt very appreciated, very well taken care of, and I had just an enjoyable time.
Well, that's nice to hear. Thank you. Did you learn something new about the company? Maybe something that you feel like you can use in the future?
Yeah, they've got a lot more divisions within the company themselves, and they do a lot of things. So when we first heard about the issue, we're like, oh, we'll just implement a GPS into the lawnmower, but the lawnmower was more technical than we expected.
It was very interesting to hear about the technical aspects for the company, because we do know some standard, but it was more interesting to see more in depth.
Okay. And finally, what was the best moment of this experience for you?
The food. The food.
I will say the lounge was very, 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 I loved it. But I did have a very enjoyable night also with my friends and doing this challenge together.
Well, we are so glad that you guys got to enjoy it, despite the stress it might have caused you. Thank you so much for your time and for participating in each challenge. Let's give them a round of applause. I can understand that the contestants have been through a lot these past days, and they might not remember everything that has happened. This is why our amazing marketing team has put together a slideshow to remind you of the good times. Enjoy.
Wow, after seeing that, I think I want to join e-challenge next year. It seems fun, doesn't it? To think that some of those students in the photos are our generation's upcoming entrepreneurs, it's crazy. At this point, I think most of you have gotten the memo that we are all about entrepreneurship. I mean, it is at the core of all of the events that we host, including this one. Now, with that said, it is also our organization's name. And it's something that we are all very, very passionate about. Now, since we were on the topic of events, back in November we got the chance to host a guest lecture, kindly sponsored by Aktie Stinsen. At this lecture, we got the chance to welcome Fredrik Haran, the Creativity Explorer, to come and host a lecture. As you can see, here in the picture, Fredrik has had a very interesting and successful journey. As of right now, he has written 3 books and spoken in 60 different countries and inspired countless individuals to become more creative. That said, students usually tend to believe that guest lectures are kind of boring. I mean, let's think about it. Who wants to sit in a room for 2 hours listening to some stranger like just babbling on and on? This lecture, however, it was like none other. All students enjoyed it, which made us very, very glad. But one thing that really stuck with me was this very fun creativity exercise that he did. Actually, let me try it out with you guys. But first, let me ask you, what is an idea? Think about it. Fredrik came to the conclusion that that is a mathematical equation for an idea. But what does that mean? Well, it means that for a new idea to be created, an individual needs to take knowledge and information and combine it in a new way. Now that you know all of this, I want to try something with you guys. Tell me some things that are impossible. I already recognize some of you from the lectures, so don't cheat. Now, don't be shy. Let's hear it. Time traveling, okay. What did you say? Square circle, okay. A human to fly without any help, okay. Come on, keep the ideas coming. What else is impossible? Teleporting, okay. Well, if we move on to the next slide, here are most of the things you've told me, besides the square circles, that is. Now, what does this really show us? It shows us that you are not really creative. These things listed in the PowerPoint slide that you can see are the most usual things that people answer with. So now that you know all of this, you really need to think about the mathematical equation presented earlier. What does that mean? You take an idea and you combine it with knowledge, and then you create something new, like square circles, which really is impossible. Or, let's think about it. What are the chances that Michael Jackson comes into the room right now and starts a concert? Pretty much non-existent. So, what does that have to do with e-challenge? Well, when thinking of solutions, the answer is really usually not straightforward. So, creativity needs to be involved. For these lectures, students got the opportunity to learn how to become more creative and apply creativity in all settings. This also shows the jury that they should not be afraid to take a creative approach, because it is oftentimes the one that gets the job done. Now, with that said, thank you for participating. I would like to invite Matilda to the stage. Welcome, Matilda. Let's give her a round of applause.
Thank you.
Thank you. So how have you found the event so far?
I've found it very good. It's innovative, and I think it's great that you provide the students with this opportunity.
That's really nice to hear. So could you tell us a little bit more about yourself and what you have been studying at GTH?
Yeah, so my name is Matilda. I'm 25 years old. I graduated last year from New Media Design. And since then, I've been working as the president of High Tech.
All right, interesting. So what is it like to be a president at a school here at JU?
It's very interesting. At sometimes, it's almost as running your own business. But you also get to work a lot with involved students, have a lot of fun. And you also learn a lot, get new contacts, broader network.
Sounds like a lot of work, but also fun. So what is your personal relationship with entrepreneurship?
Well, I've never been involved except for in school. All programs at JTH do a business and entrepreneurship program course. So that's the only way. We started some laundry coming home to your home to do your own laundry.
That sounds nice. I would like that.
Fedora, but for your laundry. But I would say that's my only personal experience.
All right, well, you have to give me that contact. I would really like to try it out. What do you think about the cross-disciplinary aspect of e-challenge?
I love it. It's amazing to have both JIBS and JTH students collaborating. And I think that we will do a lot in the future as well when we get out in the real world of working.
All right, now with that said, how is entrepreneurship currently practiced at JTH, or are there any plans to involve it more in the future?
As I said, all programs do this course, the Business and Entrepreneurship, where we try out our idea enough so that we should be able to actually develop it for real, but we don't really do that unless you want to do it on your own. But so everything leading up to the release of a company.
All right, well, that sounds very interesting. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you have enjoyed e-challenge so far. And hey, maybe next year you will join as a participant. I will let you get back to your seat right now.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now, I would like to welcome Emma back onto the stage. Welcome back, Emma.
Thank you so much. This is such an exciting moment. All I can think about are what the teams must be feeling. What do you think that they're feeling?
Oh, I bet that they are excited, but also pretty nervous. I mean, there are 10,000 crowds at stake after all.
That's exactly my thought. And with that being said, it's finally time to vote for the best pitch. I bet you guys might have some teams that you really liked, but now you need to make the tough decision and pick only one, your absolute favorite.
Now, with that said, we will give you that QR code which you can scan with your phones. And voting starts now. All right, there is approximately 1 minute left to vote, so make sure you choose your favorite.
And the voting is now closed. We are eager to find out who won, but this must wait until the jury comes back and the prize ceremony starts.
Now it is time for a small 15-minute break before we move on to the prize ceremony and announcement of all of the winners.
There is fika and drinks in the back, which I'm sure you guys have noticed, but help yourself to more. We'll see you in 15 minutes.
Strike the band of 1, 2, 3. I promise that you'll never find another like me. Girl, there ain't no I-N-G. But you know there is a me. And you can't spell awesome without me. I promise that you'll never find another like me. I'm the only one of me. Baby, that's the fun of me. You're the only one of you. Baby, that's the fun of you. And I promise that nobody's gonna love you like me. Girl, there ain't no I-N-G. But you know there is a me. I'm the only one of me. Baby, that's the fun of me. Strike the band of 1, 2, 3. You can't spell awesome without me. You're the only one of you. Baby, that's the fun of you. And I promise that nobody's gonna love you like me. Had to have high hopes for a living. Shooting for the stars when I couldn't make a killing. Didn't have a dime, but I always had a vision. Always had high hopes. Had to have high hopes for a living. Didn't know how, but I always had a feeling. I was gonna be that one in a million. Always had high hopes. Mama said, fulfill the prophecy, be something great. Go make a legacy, manifest destiny. Back in the days we wanted everything, wanted everything. Mama said, burn your biographies, rewrite your history. Light up your wildest dreams, museum victories. Every day we wanted everything, wanted everything. Mama said, don't give up, it's a little complicated. All tied up, no more love, and I'd hate to see you waiting. Had to have high hopes for a living. Shooting for the stars when I couldn't make a killing. Didn't have a dime, but I always had a vision. Always had high hopes. Had to have high hopes for a living. Didn't know how, but I always had a feeling. I was gonna be that one in a million. Always had high hopes. Mama said, something for oddities, stranger crusades. Ain't ever wannabes, winning the novelties that don't ever change. We wanted everything, wanted everything. Stay up on that rise, stay up on that rise, never come down. Oh, stay up on that rise, stay up on that rise, never come down. Mama said, don't give up, it's a little complicated. All tied up, no more love, and I'd hate to see you waiting. They say it's all been done, but they haven't seen the best of me. So I got one more run, and it's gonna be a sight to see. Had to have high hopes for a living. Shooting for the stars when I couldn't make a killing. Didn't have a dime, but I always had a vision. Always had high hopes. Had to have high hopes for a living. Didn't know how, but I always had a feeling. I was gonna be that one in a million. Always had high hopes. Had to have high hopes for a living. Shooting for the stars when I couldn't make a killing. Didn't have a dime, but I always had a vision. Always had high hopes. Had to have high hopes for a living. Didn't know how, but I always had
There's no way, time it, and where you may find it unknown. Until then, you're alone. So you see her, she's over in the corner, and you can't ignore her. There must be a reason. You see it, believe it now. Search the definition of shame. I'm sure you'll see my face. Who's gonna save me now? I hope it's you, my babe. Don't change a thing, you are amazing. I can't believe you come and save me. We can stay here, spending every day here. I don't mind, no. Don't change a thing, you are amazing. I can't believe you've come and saved me. We can stay here, spending every day here. I don't mind. You see her, she's over in the corner, and I can't ignore her. Hope there's a reason to see it. I see it now. Oh, I see it. Hope there's a reason. Search the definition of afraid, and I'm sure you'll see my face. Who's gonna save me now? I hope it's you, my babe. Don't change a thing, you are amazing. I can't believe you've come and saved me. We can stay here, spending every day, dear. I wouldn't mind. Don't change a thing, you are amazing. I can't believe you've come and saved me. We can stay here, spending every day, dear. Oh, I don't mind. That's alright. That's alright. That's alright.
I hopped off the plane at LAX with a dream, my cardigan. Welcome to the land of fame excess. Am I gonna fit in? Jumped in the cab, here I am for the first time. Look to my right and I see the Hollywood sign. This is all so crazy. Everybody seems so famous. My tummy's turning and I'm feeling kinda homesick. Too much pressure and I'm nervous. That's when the taxi man turned on the radio and a Jay-Z song was on. And the Jay-Z song was on. And the Jay-Z song was on. So I put my hands up to play my song. The butterflies fly away. Now in my head like yeah. Moving my hips like yeah. Got my hands up to play my song. You know I'm gonna be okay. Yeah. It's a party in the USA. Yeah. It's a party in the USA. Get to the club in my taxi cab. Everybody's looking at me now. Like, who's that chick that's rocking kicks? She gotta be from out of town. So hard with my girls on around me. It's definitely not a Nashville party. Cause all I see is the letters. I guess I never got the memo. My tummy's turning and I'm feeling kinda homesick. Too much pressure and I'm nervous. That's when the DJ dropped my favorite tune. And the Britney song was on. And the Britney song was on. And the Britney song was on. So I put my hands up to play my song. The butterflies fly away. Now in my head like yeah.
quiet of the night, you know that I caught it. Bad, bad boy, shiny toy with a price, you know that I bought it. Killing me slow, out the window. I'm always waiting for you to be waiting below. Devils roll the dice, angels roll their eyes. What doesn't kill me makes me want you more. And it's blue, the shape of your body is blue. The feeling I got in it's it's a cool summer. It's cool, that's what I tell 'em, no rules. Unbreakable heaven, but it's a cool summer with you. Hang your head low in the glow of the vending machine. I'm not dying. We say that we'll just screw it up in these trying times. We're not trying. So cut the headlights. Summer's a knife. I'm always waiting for you just to cut to the bone. Devils roll the dice. Angels roll their eyes. And if I bleed, you'll be the last to know. Oh, it's blue. The shape of your body is blue. The feeling I got in it's it's a cool summer. It's cool, that's what I tell 'em, no rules. Unbreakable heaven, but it's a cool summer with you. I'm drunk in the back of the car, and I cried like a baby coming home from the bar. Said I'm fine, but it wasn't true. I don't wanna keep secrets just to keep you. And I snuck in through the garden gate every night that summer just to seal my fate. Then I scream for whatever it's worth. I love you, ain't that the worst thing you ever heard? He looks up, grinning like a devil. It's blue, the shape of your body is blue. The feeling I got in it's it's a cool summer. It's cool, that's what I tell 'em, no rules. Unbreakable heaven, but it's a cool summer. I'm drunk in the back of the car, and I cried like a baby coming home from the bar. Said I'm fine, but it wasn't true. I don't wanna keep secrets just to keep you. And I snuck in through the garden gate every night that summer just to seal my fate. Then I scream for whatever it's worth. I love you, ain't that the worst thing you ever heard?
You're my bulletproof vest when it's getting dangerous. Always make me feel blessed. You're my guardian angel. You are, you are, you are. You are, you are, you are. You put your body on mine when they're taking aim. You're the pin in my heart, it's a hand grenade. You are, you are, you are. The cure for all my scars. I feel like you could save me now when love's suicidal. Don't let me spiral. You make my heart beat faster than adrenaline. You kiss away the pain of all the hell I'm in. You're gonna make me better than I've ever been. 'Cause you're my medicine, you're my medicine. You make my heart beat faster than adrenaline. You take the pain whenever I'm in hell again. I know you make me better than I've ever been. 'Cause you're my medicine, you're my medicine. You always say we should move to LA. Yeah. I'll buy you a plane and I'll fly you away. You want my heroin, you're my escape. Everything gonna be Gucci today. I feel like you could save me now. I know I hurt you. I don't deserve you, no, no. You make my heart beat faster than adrenaline. You kiss away the pain of all the hell I'm in. You're gonna make me better than I've ever been. 'Cause you're my medicine, you're my medicine. You make my heart beat faster
watching TV, getting wasted, way down in the basement, hanging out loose and shameless. They're up on the top of skyscrapers, thinking that they're A-list, talking loud, pretending like they made it. And if you drink champagne on a private plane, doesn't mean to say you're a baller. Maybe you're just falling down. And I don't want your girls, I don't want your world at all. No, so I'm a freak now. That's the way I'm living till they carry me. I'm a freak now. Long as I'm still breathing, they'll be hearing me shout. Come on, so come on. Out there super yachting with their fake friends, trying to keep it on trend, making fun of anyone who's different. We don't need that kind of entertainment, vapid hollow vein shit. Rather show me love and not your bracelets. If you drink champagne on a private plane, doesn't mean to say you're a baller. Maybe you're just falling down. And I don't want your girls, I don't want your world at all. No, so I'm a freak now. That's the way I'm living till they carry me. I'm a freak now. Long as I'm still breathing, they'll be hearing me shout. Come on. So come on. So come on. Come on. They say the greatest things in life are free. And I believe it. And I don't wanna float in your debris. You know the greatest things in life are free. Let's believe it. So come and watch the sunset with me. I'm a freak now. That's the way I'm living till they carry me. I'm a freak now. Long as I'm still breathing, they'll be hearing me shout. Come on.
to the sky. I'll be your galaxy, I'm about to fly. Rain on me, tsunami, hands up to the sky. I'll be your galaxy, I'm about to fly. Rain on me.
Okay, welcome back everyone. We hope that you were able to find some fika and could mingle around. Now comes the time that we have all been waiting for.
The jury has come back and know who this year's winners are. Exciting, isn't it?
It really is. We are so eager to hear who the winners are, and we can only imagine how all of you finalists are feeling right now. So, what do you say, Emma? Should we start with the best speech?
I think we should. Let's welcome Simon Hagedorn from Science Park to help us announce the winners of the best pitch. So, Simon, how has this afternoon been for you?
Yeah, for us at Science Park, this kind of events are always big time when it comes to entrepreneurship, coming up with ideas. And I have not seen all of the ideas, just these 6. And so there was a very good 6 presentations. We had a hard time to find a winner. So I think that's always a good signal for that the quality is quite high.
All right, that's really nice to hear. So, Simon, which team has won the Entrepreneurship Challenge Best Pitch Prize 2023?
Yeah, so that was your job. So you voted 126 votes we received.
That's correct.
If I saw that correct. If I also understood the statistics correct, it was super tight between 2 teams. And the winner of the best pitch is group number 5.
Welcome on stage, guys.
Please come to the stage. And you will win 10,000 kronas from Science Park that you can use, for example, for your idea. Congrats. Thank you. Good job. Congrats. Here we go.
Wow, guys, congratulations. You really have done an amazing job. So, can you tell me, how does it feel?
Amazing.
Yes, I can imagine.
What do you think made you guys stand out and deliver the best pitch?
I don't think there was anything special. I think we all done a good job. Like you said, I think it was just tight, so I'm guessing it was just a flip of a coin. But it wasn't anything that we done significantly better than everyone else.
Well, thank you and congratulations once again. Let's give them all a warm applause.
Good job.
Oh. Thank you so much, Simon, and thank you, Science Park. Now it's time to present the 3rd place of this year's challenge. Let's welcome the Dean and Management Director of JIBS, Jönköping Morrison, to do this.
All right, hey Jörker.
Hey.
We are very excited to have you here today to announce the 3rd winner. How has this afternoon been for you? Simon said it has been pretty exciting, pretty interesting. I mean, it is a really big event. Do you agree?
I wouldn't say pretty exciting. I think this is, I've done it, this is the 7th time I do this now, and it's always very exciting. I would say this is actually, if I were to pick one favorite event of the year, this is the one. The graduation ceremony is also nice, but I think this one beats it. It's a fantastic event. So exciting to see creative solutions, combination of, you know, what they learned during their education and practical application in a real world setting with a real company, and this time also a very well-known company that most of us can relate to. So I think this has been a fantastic afternoon.
All All right, we are very, very happy to hear that. So, could you tell us what do you think about this year's case?
I think the case was really good. You know, we have been experimenting with this over the years, and sometimes you end up with a slightly too narrow challenge, you know, too well defined, which means that the solutions become very streamlined. Sometimes the challenge is too wide, which means that they go in every direction. I think the balance was quite good this year, and I also liked the focus on the next generation of customers or users. I think that was a very it ticked many boxes of what we try to teach and educate our students in. So I think this was a very relevant and challenging challenge.
Yes, I totally agree. And could you tell us what do you think about the different solutions that we have heard today?
Yeah, I mean, we heard. I only heard the 6 finalists, and on some parts they were very similar. You know, they were most of them, or if not all of them, were building on some kind of you know, mobile technology platform ID, bring the user into the machine, trying to catch the kind of new preferences and awarenesses of this new type of customer, or this new segment of customers. So they were, in that sense, they were very similar. In other ways, they differed a bit. We have this grading template where you look at creativity, feasibility in general, feasibility in connection to the specific company. So we want, you know, the solutions to focus both on something which is in one or another way new, but also that it should be, you know, practically doable, and not least that there should be some kind of business potential in it, you know, how to sell the solution or the product or the service, and how to make profit out of it.
Yes, I couldn't have heard it. I couldn't have said it better myself. I was personally impressed by the amount of creativity that the students involved in this year's challenge. I think it was really, really great.
So, Jedger, the time has come to present the third best team and winners of 20,000 crowns. Who is it?
So I start with the motivation before revealing which team is the second runner-up.
Ooh.
So the group's solution adds new value proposition using the core product as a platform for modularity. You can't guess now because there were many teams doing that. The ideas are firmly grounded in the mindset of Gen Z, as well as in the existing technology base of Husqvarna. The ideas are conveyed with clarity and are concrete. And the second runner-up, third award winner, is group number 4. So, Fabian, Simon, and Tim, congratulations.
Congratulations, guys. Tell us, how does it feel?
They don't have the mic. All right, there we go.
I guess good.
Well, that's nice to hear.
So, how has this week been for you and your team?
Actually quite tough. I think we spent a lot of time on these AI technologies, which was really, really hard to get them into control, and also like kind of developing something which really fits Husqvarna. So yeah.
How did you guys experience the case?
I think the case, sorry, the case was pretty interesting because it's relevant also for us, because we are the generation that will buy the products in the future. So there's the one side that we work for an amazing company, which is super good for us and interesting, but also because it's relevant for us, we can find solutions that maybe also in yeah, kind of influencing us in the future. So that's super exciting.
That's really nice to hear.
Thank you so much again, and congratulations.
Thank you.
Good job. Good job.
Wow. Well, now it's time to announce the second runner-up, receiving a total of 40,000 crowns. In order to present this team to you, I would like to invite Sven to the stage. Sven, welcome.
Thank you.
Oh, is that on? I believe the microphone has died. But we can use this one here.
You hear what I say, don't you? I think. Or should I use this one? All right, so are you ready for the place number 2 then? I think you will understand it maybe on the late part of the first sentence, but okay. The solution innovatively connects Generation Z to the core product through a sharing economy business model made possible through futuristic drone technology. Turning things around, the consumer is connected to the lawn through AI analysis of sensor data rather than to the lawnmower as such. Showing integrated and consistent focus on Gen Z heartland sustainability, the ideas are clearly oriented towards future customer needs. And of course, the number 12 is the winner of the second prize.
Welcome to the stage, guys. Tell me, how does it feel?
Feels good. I mean, I don't have anything else to say.
How did you experience the amount of group work working on this case?
It was actually pretty tiring, actually. But I'm going to tell you, Mom, I love you. Thank you a lot for the support.
Well, great job, guys. Your teamwork really paid off. Congratulations once again.
Well, now the time has finally come to present the winner of Entrepreneurship Challenge 2023 and the team who will leave this room with 60,000 crowns.
Let's welcome Erik Norling, the Director of Product Management at Husqvarna, to help us do this.
Working right? Nope. That side. Let's use this one. That's good.
All right, so how has this day been for you, Erik? And what are your thoughts on the amazing solutions we have heard today?
I think it's been a very fun day, very different versus the normal days in the office, I would say. And I would say, from my perspective, it's quite impressive what people can create within 36 hours. They didn't know where they were going when entering the bus on Monday. And now standing here, having spent a lot of blood, sweat, and tears getting to where we are. That's cool. So kudos to all of you guys. It's been impressive.
I agree. The amount of work that all of you have put into this challenge, it really is amazing, and we really do appreciate it a lot.
So I understand that it must have been hard to decide who the winner will be. They were all really good and impressive. But in the end, there's only one team that can walk away with this win. So Erik, who are the first place winners?
Well, there can only be one, right? So shall we get a drum roll first from everybody? So the team that will be walking away tonight with 60,000 crowns goes away by this motivation. By leveraging the idea of gamification and AI, The Husky Art solution combines useful functionality with interactive gaming, connectivity, and Gen Z-style social interaction. The team provides a focused presentation that managed to be both clear and specific, novel and exciting, while also being realistic. So welcome up team or group 10.
A huge congratulations to you all. You guys are the winners of eChallenge 2023. Tell us, what are you feeling at this very moment?
Firstly, we want to thank the university for providing us this opportunity and our beloved teachers for imposing us with all this knowledge. And I want to personally thank my teammates. We had ups and downs, but we are here at the end of the day.
I just want to say thank you. It's been very lovely. From the food, that's kind of like, everything else was just a plus from that, so I'm very happy with these results. And I just had so much fun.
Delighted. What else?
All right, so how did you guys come up with this solution?
So we actually have to give a shout out to two of our classmates. They weren't in helping or anything, but we would always see them during the breaks play Heyday. So when they were talking about Go Crazy, my immediate thought, like, you know, they always sit in class, or not during class, but like during the break, playing that game. So what if we like do like a simulator based on that? So.
What was the best thing about this experience for you guys?
Winning.
Well, I think that sums it up. Congratulations once again. Let's hear it for the winning team of eChallenge 2023.
Wow, Emma, what an incredible week and what an incredible evening we have had so far. We have seen the teams work so hard and they really, really have done an outstanding job.
Yes, it's unbelievable what 4 people can come up with in just 24 hours when putting their minds together.
Thank you so much to all of the contestants. You have put in an amazing effort and presented incredible solutions. And of course, thank you to Husqvarna for presenting this year's case.
We also want to say thank you once again to our amazing Entrepreneurship Academy team, who has done such an amazing job putting this event together.
And a huge thank you to Hanna, Camilla, Anna, Joachim, Andreas, and Marcus for making it possible to live stream the grand final, and Jonas for all of your help.
And we can't forget about you guys. Thank you to the audience here and at home for being a part of this grand final. Now it's time to continue this celebration at JIBS, where we will all meet.
Yes, this was all from us. Thank you, everyone, and see you next year.